Beastie Boo Boo's sandwich. Beastie Boo Boo's sandwich.
You must be silenced.
Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about YouTube, the most beloved platform on the internet that completely cherishes all of its creators and respects their input on future updates in order. Oh my fucking god, I'm talking out my ass. Dude, everybody fucking hates this shit and it's so obvious to YouTube. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday or about 2 days ago, depending on when I send out this video, YouTube has made the bold decision to essentially say fuck you to any form of criticism and remove the dislike button altogether. This is without a doubt one of the worst updates to YouTube since the first adpocalypse, and even potentially since the beginning of the fucking site. But first, let me clarify YouTube's statement that they supposedly aren't removing the dislike button. They're just hiding it, and why that's a crock of shit. The evidence that the dislike button now might as well not even exist anymore is on literally any community post or any comment. Both community posts and comments don't ever show how many dislikes they have, and in turn, a majority of people don't even bother disliking opposing comments. That's why the ratio joke exists, because if there's no way to dislike whatever dumbass shit was said, they're just going to bomb the post or comment with negative replies so everyone knows, regardless. And yes, creators can still shovel through their analytics to see dislikes, but the fact that this update is going to completely destroy any desire to even leave a dislike, the button might as well not even exist anymore. But let's let YouTube speak for themselves on this one. Or in this case, Mr. Soulless Scapegoat, because I mean, that's really all he is in this case. Play the video.
You may have seen a while back that YouTube announced it was experimenting with making dislike counts private to only the creator of the video. Now, if you're like me, you were surprised by that. I mean, I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not, if it's a helpful tutorial or not, or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not. But unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either. Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard.
So the main reason, and really the only reason they mentioned, was because of big bad dislike mobs that are going around mass disliking videos, and it's harmful to creators. Yeah, I'm not buying that shit for a fucking second. The reason why is because I've been on YouTube almost since its creation. I've had this account since 2014, but I've been watching YouTube as early as 2007, and with the exception of very, very, very few cases, the vast majority of all creators who have dislikes that surpass likes are those that deserve it. Hell, even when Leafy was here,
Get it?
He broke up with me by killing himself!
Even when Leafy was here, the amount of people who ever got disliked over even were either incredibly rare or responded equally as poorly. Even the guy saying this stuff in the video seems to make that connection, along with the fact that he's never even heard of dislike mobs.
And it's usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for.
Because they don't like the creator or what they stand for. I'm sorry, does the disliker not have the right to veto a creator or their values on a video if they disagree with it? Do you even understand why the dislike button exists? If somebody sees a video they don't like, or a creator with values they don't like, they have the fucking right to dislike the video. Yeah, dude, fuck the idea that the vegan teacher was praising 9/11 because it killed meat eaters. She's just a victim of those evil, hateful dislike mobs. Forget these, like, attention-seeking comment spammers who will even go as far to make fun of YouTubers' family members' deaths and other atrocities. Yeah, they're definitely the victims in these situations, dude.
Me? I am a victim.
That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice.
Yeah, and the other half is to take that voice away if you disagree with them.
So earlier in 2021, YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And after analysis, they did see a reduction.
Oh wow, really? You really think that someone would stop doing something the moment they realize that nothing happens when they do it? God, dude, I had no idea that if you have a scenario where the dislike button looks deactivated in the same way as the comments, then people might not even bother with it. Dude, this guy is hardcore playing dumb at fucking shows.
So, the update from YouTube is that the dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private. You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count. Only the creator can find it on the back end if they want. Now, a few common questions we saw from the initial experiment. First, without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again, I kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether they could see the dislike count or not. In other words, it didn't really matter if a video had a lot of dislikes or not, they still watched.
This entire point means nothing. This guy just fed you a fucking nothing milkshake with his cum in it and hoped it would still be dripping down your chin by the time he moved on to his next point. The reason for why the viewership didn't decrease or increase is because YouTube views will spike regardless of whether or not they watch the whole video. All you have to do to have a video count as viewed is if you either watch the first 30 seconds or make it to an advertisement. Therefore, it wouldn't matter how many likes or dislikes the video got, the view would still spike regardless. Meaning all you did by removing it is 1. Waste someone's time, or 2. Help the creator peddle a potential scam or false informative.
Next common question. If creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public.
Yeah, bro, I can't wait to go through my own channel looking for the dislikes on every single video so I can try and determine what the fuck I did wrong that time. And on top of reading pretty much every single comment on my channel, I also pay attention to the dislikes. Remember when my tier list got quite a few dislikes and I originally blamed it on butthurt mains? No, the real reason for dislikes were because of the ear rape I put in the beginning. I admit that. I changed my method for putting loud noises to include a warning, I removed the ear rape from the intro, and guess what? I made future dislikes disappear. And now, I get to dig through the analytics section every 2 hours to see where I fucked up.
And after analysis, they did see a reduction. Overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public. And one more common question, is this because YouTube Rewind got lots of dislikes?
Yes. Okay, well, to be honest, actually, no, it's not entirely because of Rewind. The actual reason why dislikes are being removed, as a lot of people have already pointed out, are to protect YouTube's corporate conglomerates, the media, their own interests, and as of recently, politicians. Even though YouTube goes out of their way to push these channels to the front page of YouTube, they still get pretty much screwed in dislikes, mainly because people are tired of being told how to think. And it's pretty much universal knowledge at this point that American media is untrustworthy as fuck. Shitty commercial campaigns like Coca-Cola's Orc commercial, and their own YouTube rewinds just also happen to fit within getting bombed with dislikes. And you know what? I'll play devil's advocate for like 5 seconds and say, fine, YouTube wants to protect their interests, go for it. The problem is, do you know who else is getting protected by the dislike removal? Spammers, scammers, people with fucked up worldviews, pedophiles, bots,
I'm a prototype.
kitty bait channels, content thieves, impersonators in general, and lastly, trolls. Given any of the channel types I just mentioned get less than 2,000 comments on their videos, all they would need to do to protect their video from any criticism entirely is within the first 3 days of the video's post, check the comment section every other hour and delete any negative reception. That means you, the viewer, only see the likes and positive comments. Hell, dude, I can make up a tutorial for jumpstarting a channel by abusing YouTube's algorithm now, since you can pretty much do it with no repercussions.
Although there are some teams internally who have learned the hard way what it feels like to get lots of dislikes. Now, this again is about protecting all creators and making sure they have a chance to succeed and feel safe in doing so.
Yeah, man, you're a real hero protecting those Coca-Cola ads.
And keep in mind, other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
This actually brought up a good point that I had when I was talking with another YouTuber about the dislike removal. Both Twitter and TikTok have no way to dislike content. However, I don't think anybody would make a claim that YouTube is more toxic than either of those platforms. That's because having the ability to veto and criticize a creator in a way that they can't deflect makes someone less likely to indulge in toxic behavior.
All right, so that's the update. I hope it doesn't cause too much frustration. Honestly, I think you're going to get used to it pretty quickly, and consider that. Thank you, and I hope you're well.
We'll all get used to it because we don't have a choice, up until another video sharing platform overtakes YouTube. Literally nobody is happy about this, and nobody outside the people who writes YouTube's paychecks are going to know that. And worst of all, in a few more years, nobody will even know. The next generation of kids who are going to be raised off of YouTube won't even know about the struggle against YouTube's corporate takeover now because of the dislike removal. All they'll see is the millions of likes Rewind got, the shameless political peddling, and not a single dislike on a scam post. But I mean, hey, if we're gonna lose one of the most integral parts of this platform's interaction system, we might as well throw it a going away party. So please, everyone, if you enjoyed this video today, please leave a dislike. Share this video with the hashtags Dislikestrike, and also comment your thoughts. Since dislikes are going to be removed, therefore making likes worthless too, the best way I'm going to be able to know whether or not I'm doing right or wrong is if you comment and let me know. And I do read every single comment. But that's about it. Thanks for watching, and peace.